Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Shan. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more. There are loads of helpful videos on this channel. I'm sure you'll find something you like. I wanted to give you my top 8 binge-worthy shows on Netflix at the moment. Sorry if I'm like totally stealing this idea. I saw Emily Norris film it and I just thought, yeah, that's exactly the kind of thing I want to watch and maybe my viewers would like to watch it too. I'm not going to mention all of the same ones as her. Obviously, I'm literally going to mention the ones that I'm actually watching at the moment. I love Netflix. I watch way too much Netflix. And I always like to have a series on the go that's just for me. So like my husband doesn't watch with me. It was Gilmore Girls first, then it was Gossip Girl, and then it's one that I'm going to mention in this. When I'm stood there for an hour or so ironing, I can watch TV, and it's normally something that's totally mine to binge, and I really love that. And so I thought I'd share with you what they are at the moment. There are loads of shows on Netflix at the moment that I absolutely love. So there are definitely more than these 8, but I might mention some extras at the end. First show that you should be binge watching right now is Orange is the New Black. This is one of my favourite shows ever, and we've just binge watched the last series and I was so sad when the last series finished. I just love it. The writers just totally get women and this idea of all these women in kind of captivity in prison, and it is just such a good show. The suspense is so real. You're totally engaged with all the characters. You see all their backstories from when they were younger. And I think that really adds to the kind of dimension of it because you really feel like you know them. It's not like it's just characters who you don't know anything about their past. So Orange is the New Black is my number 1 for watching. Now I'm wondering if you should have gone backwards. Hey ho. Right, number 2 that we are binge watching at the moment is Glow. Glow is about women's wrestling and how it started, and about the main kind of character is a girl who was an actress who's out of work, and she slept with her best friend's husband, and there's this whole dynamic of what's happening there. Her best friend is an actress, quite a famous-ish actress, and they end up working on the same show together, and we've just started season 2 and it's just so good. It's laugh out loud funny, it's empowering, it's about feminism, it's about feminism in this kind of time when it wasn't really accepted that women might have ideas or be able to produce a show or any of these things. But Glow, we are really enjoying watching. Number 3, this is one of my ones which was my guilty pleasure, and it is The Letdown. Now this doesn't seem to have had great reviews on Netflix, but I really loved it. It's about a group of new mums. It stars Celeste Barber of Instagram fame, and it's just really funny, really relatable. It's kind of about that, you know, when you first have a baby and everything is totally overwhelming. And I know there are some people who cope with being a new mum really well, but for me, the characters in this show were exactly how I felt. Like, I totally didn't have anything together. I didn't feel like a good mum. I didn't know what I was doing, and yet I had this life that depended on me for everything. So this show makes that funny. It makes relationships, it kind of explains the relationships, how hard it is to kind of get back on track with your relationship after having had a baby, how you lose your sense of self, and it's very relatable for a mum, or I certainly found it was anyway. So The Letdown is really good. Next up is Better Call Saul, and this has just got a new series again on Netflix. It's a series which is uploading every week, so you can watch it like a normal TV series, which I quite like, although I do love a good binge watch. But if you haven't watched it before, you can binge watch the first lot. Better Call Saul kind of sprung from Breaking Bad, and Breaking Bad was, I loved Breaking Bad. I don't know what it was about it, but Better Call Saul is the kind of spin-off series. Saul is this kind of lawyer who's really trying to make a go of being a lawyer, but he's a bit of a crummy lawyer, and he's just one of those sort of hapless, kind of a bit like Mr. Bean, but obviously he has a lot more about him, but he's one of those kind of characters that's not quite got it together, and you really kind of want him to. He's quite a likable person, even though he makes these awful mistakes. So Better Call Saul is another one that we actually haven't started the latest series. I think we're going to start it in the next couple of days, but it's definitely worth binging on. Something which hasn't got a new series at the moment, but I'm hoping it comes out soon, is The Good Place. The Good Place I absolutely binge watched and I loved it. It was brilliant. It's so funny. It's about this girl who wakes up in this office and it turns out she's died, and this is heaven, I guess. It's the good place. It's where people who are good go. It has some serious twists in it. It is hilarious. It's very kind of odd and weird, but in a really fun way. And speaking of weird and odd in a fun way, my next tip is The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I think it's on series 3 now. If not, it's series 2, but it's absolutely hilarious. I love Kimmy. I love her backstory. I love her friends. It's a really eclectic mix of people in this apartment, and it's just really, really good. And I binge watched that totally. That's another one of the ones that was kind of my series. So Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Kimmy is the main character. She was captured and abducted and kept in a bunker when she was younger, and then is released from the bunker in her kind of early 20s. So it's about how she's adapting to how the world has changed in that time, because she was taken kind of in the 90s-ish, you know, she was taken when she was young and she hadn't encountered technology and all this kind of stuff. So it's how she works out life in a very Kimmy type way. I'm not entirely sure how many I've done. I think it's 6. So we'll go with number 7 being Suits. I love Suits. We've been watching Suits for years. But it's just, again, it's the kind of relationships between those main characters. You know their backstory, you know what they're up against, you're kind of vying for these characters even though they're not doing the right thing, and you will them to do the right thing, and then often they don't do the right thing. It's their relationships, the dynamics of kind of a law firm, the kind of high intensity of working in that kind of environment, and wanting to do the right thing for people, but really struggling because of the way the law works, basically. And it's a really good show. We're on season 8-ish, I think, so there's a lot of seasons to catch up on. So you definitely could binge watch that one. Right, my 8th and final series that you need to go watch is Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. It is brilliant. I feel like if those guys were in my life, I would have the most confidence I'd ever had in my whole life, all the time. Basically, the premise is there's a guy or a woman who has low self-esteem, low confidence, they don't dress particularly well, they've kind of let themselves go a bit, and these guys go in and totally make over their life, including like their house. They have these incredible home makeovers. They make over the kind of food they eat, what they wear. They have this full-on makeover, and the whole time they're doing this, they're telling the people how amazing they are, how great they are, and it's just so uplifting. You watch this person change during the show from this kind of shy, retired, you know, person who doesn't want to put themselves out there, become this kind of outgoing person who has confidence in themselves and has confidence in how they look and how they act. It's an incredible idea for a show. It works so well, and it's just brilliant fun to watch. I absolutely love it. I'm halfway through the second series and I'm really enjoying it. I just love that you can kind of dip in and out of it. I don't tend to binge watch it because I feel like I can't have too much of it, but I dip in and out. Possibly when I'm feeling a bit low and need like picking up, I dip into it and just kind of breathe in all that positivity. It's brilliant. So that's it for my top 8, but there's a series that maybe you should check out. I don't know, I'm going to be checking it out. It is called Disenchantment, and it's by Matt Groening, and it's, you know, the guy who did Simpsons and Futurama, and it's another cartoon, and I'm really looking forward to kind of dipping into that and seeing what it's like. I have high hopes for it. There's so many series on Netflix. There will always be something that you're into. As you can tell from my recommendations, I'm not particularly into like being scared or kind of anything that involves, like I tried Stranger Things and it just freaked me out, so I couldn't watch it because I have a really overactive imagination and I have nightmares if I watch anything too scary because I'm 5 years old basically. what can I say? I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give us a thumbs up. I want to know what you're watching on Netflix, what you think I should be watching. Please leave it in the comments below and give me some hints for things you think I might like, and let me know if you like what I've recommended. I'll see you again soon. All right, bye.